2018 GSL Season 3. This is Rockshear.
Thought we were gonna have some Beastie Boys in there, but this is our final match, guys. herO versus Solar, and I actually didn't expect to see Solar come down this far. I thought he was just gonna speed run straight through his group, but now he faced elimination once and 2-0'd MMA, and now he has to do it against the wild card of herO.
Yeah, and coming after the loss of 2-0, or was it 2-1? I don't remember. herO is gonna have less builds. That's the one nice thing for Solar, is he's gonna have less builds.
I mean, when you play against herO, can you really count out that he has used up all of his weird strats against you? I mean, sure, maybe you don't have to worry about a few of those, but I mean, maybe that's where the double-layered mind games incept their way in, and he goes layers deep and brings one back.
I think against a player like herO, intel is by far the most important thing that you can have. So the fact that these two builds were burned already, this is really good for Solar.
Catalyst, Lost and Found, and Dreamcatcher are our final 3 maps. See if herO can pull something out on one of them to surprise Solar. One of these players being eliminated in the round of 32 is just ludicrous to me, but it's what's going to happen. So let's get into game 1 and find out.
Match 1, fight!
And here we are. We've made it, no regret, to our final series of the day. This is
Root Gaming, herO.
It's not Nexus first, is it?
And his opponent, who might be going up against that,
No, it's not, okay.
Is our Red Zerg player.
Splice, Solar.
I was about to freak out, guys.
Yeah.
Nexus first is crazy.
Well, especially against a Zerg player like Solar. If he gets a whiff of a hint of the possibility of a weakness, absolutely swing the hammer and take you out. So no super risky Nexi first, no like 3 hatch before pool or anything crazy like that on the other side.
Yeah, this is just standard CVP so far. Nothing crazy, surprising.
Hatch gas pool on the way from Solar. Probably another hatchery after that. He's showing a propensity for going for that pretty quickly. Nice to see more fans out there in the audience. It's amazing how no matter how many camera shots we get of the audience, there's always more.
Yep, new people.
How do we find that many people?
So, will we see a really quick third base from Solar?
I mean, he's been doing that pretty much all day, right?
Yeah, I think that's just the way he prefers to play ZVP, but there is a way to not play that style. ZVP, you can also just play like 2 hatch, which is completely normal without the quick third.
I really like t-shirts. More fans, we found even more. But you're right, I would expect to see a 3rd hatchery, but maybe you can elaborate a little bit more. What is that other way to play?
If we see 2 queens, then it's just the 3rd list. Looks like that's the drone for the quick third, though, leaving the screen right there. It could also be drone just for the natural, though. Oh, it's a double queen. As soon as this pool finishes, 2 queens. Yep.
There we go.
So this isn't for the fast third. This is just a normal ZVP without quick third. A little bit safer, especially on a map like Catalyst. So I'm not too surprised to see him do that.
So if this were something like Proxy Starport,
exactly.
Right? Or Stargate.
If there's something like Proxy Stargate, you have a little bit more queens to deal with it right off the bat. But we don't see Proxy Stargate, so that's quite nice for herO, I guess, not Proxy Stargating into a quick natural queen.
It is still a Stargate. One day we'll see a PVZ without a Stargate. It's not today.
Didn't we see? Yeah, we saw it already. One today.
That game was it's like super weird though. So yeah. I don't know if you can really say that's standard. But here is the 3rd hatchery inevitably. Just a little bit slower to allow for that extra queen. And with the Adept coming forward, eventually Solar will kind of figure out what he does and does not have to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, so far it's pretty standard. I wonder if it should be Phoenix first, but could see an Oracle, I guess. Yeah, it's Phoenix first. You were talking about this the other game, where you said Phoenix first is pretty much standard, and it is.
Well, okay, so my view of this is skewed from having talked to Neeb a lot about this, who is not a big believer in the early Oracle, because he's like, you know, what's the best case scenario? You get like 2 drones, 3 drones.
I mean, I really don't like Phoenix first. I told Alex so much, I think it's just terrible. Like, you're going to get this Overlord that's scouting right now. You always get it, right? And the faster Oracle should be safer against early Ling Bane all-ins and stuff like that. You just have more energy as long as you don't
because if you get Baneling busted right now, that's a really sad Phoenix.
Well, now, yeah. now would be a little bit quick. But the thing is, your Oracle builds a lot of energy over time. So we didn't see any unit produced after the Stargate.
Right, so one reason that you would do the Phoenix first is to eliminate scouting ahead of schedule, right?
Yes.
So now the ability to see what's going on in Hero's base is pretty limited. That's what these Zerglings are trying to come out and find out.
He's getting 2 gases at his Nat. I'm kind of curious here. He didn't get an Oracle. That is very, very interesting to me. Usually when you go Phoenix first, you always follow it up with an Oracle. This game not opting to. It's either a really fast Archon drop, or it's something crazy.
I'm waiting to see what this is.
Oh, almost gets in.
All right.
He's kind of baiting him into trying to scout it.
I mean, Twilight going to finish here. We'll see if he either throws down
It's either charge.
a bunch of gateways or...
It's charge or it's Templar Archives. Okay, it's charge.
No, there's the Templar Archives and charge. A little bit of everything.
Yeah, it's both.
Why would you make a choice? Just have both.
Yeah. A little bit of later third base probably planned here, but that's okay. As long as you can do it.
Oh, no way!
That's really, really bad.
That is huge. He's going to scout everything, including the gateway numbers.
Yeah, 3 gates, not a huge deal, but he just threw down 2 more gateways in front of him.
Yeah.
So 5 gates now in total.
So he's going to see that there are 5 gates on the way, or 4 gates on the way, one of course already up. But more importantly, scouts just everything that
he's a very
possibly.
fast Roach Warren though, so he should be able to get out a Roach count large enough to deal with the Zealot Archon pressure. My guess is it's Zealot Archon pressure, but he'll take a 3rd base behind it. It's not going to be an all-in by any means, but it's pretty committed. There's only 3 Templar here. Okay, 4th one coming in. I was going to say, that's a bit of a mistake. It's pretty fast to
So
warp
that's
an
a 3rd
Archon,
wheel Templar. He gets to watch while the others merge, but he'll be 40 years old and still hasn't merged yet. Getting a little bit too close to home here. Anyway, he does finally find his soulmate, so maybe a lesson to learn from that. And the Archons now fully merged and loaded up are just going to be annoying. Nice transfuse to save the Overlord.
Yeah, I mean, standard Archon drop now. We do see the 3rd, but it's in a weird position. I think herO took the 3rd base here. Again, I would love to know why he takes the 3rd base here. Maybe we'll ask him later.
So Charge Lot Archon is going to be the composition here. Is a little bit of value being done on the other side, but having to protect this 3rd base is something that is going to keep herO back and maybe on his toes a little bit.
He doesn't have Storm yet, but he hasn't merged these. I'm wondering if he's going to get Storm. Did he back that?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, didn't even kill it. Huh. Why not, I guess? Why not, guys?
Showing that this has been a very upgrade light game. We got no
forges.
Forges or Evo chambers. We do have one Evo chamber, but it hasn't kicked in just yet.
We also don't see Storm, which is curious. I guess he sees Roaches, heavy Roach count, doesn't think like he needs it. We don't see any Hydra Den or anything yet, right? Or do we see it? I didn't see it in the production tab. I paying attention.
I don't think he has a Hydra Den. No, but I could always be wrong there.
This could be what are those things that shoot little guys? Swarm hosts.
Oh.
Yeah, I erased those from my
Hey,
memory.
there we go. My man!
That makes sense. Like I said, I had to erase them from my memory, so I had to reboot it a little bit.
Friendship with Swarm hosts ended.
Yeah, 11 Swarm hosts on the way. This is a very good way to play it. Although, I think hero's hitting a pretty solid timing here. There's no Swarm hosts out yet. This is actually a really interesting timing.
Oh man, if this hits right before, that would be heartbreaking for Solar. Yeah. hero's going for it, and already you can see the Roaches pulling back, trying to kite.
Okay, Swarm hosts are popping here. He's going to get 2 of them right off the bat.
Oh no, this is tragic. They just explode instantly. The rest of the Locusts are going to come in.
He can just back up now. He's killed so many Roaches, so much of the core army. He doesn't even need to, maybe?
Oh my god, he's just going to stay here. The Locusts getting taken out.
Some shots on these drones that are leaving. That would be nice.
The drones 17 now going down. The Locusts get cleaned up immediately. And I don't know if Swarm hosts were the right answer.
He doesn't have anything to defend it here. This window of timing for herO is so small, but he hit it immediately.
Whoa, this is so good for herO. His initial gambit might just end up killing Solar straight up.
Here comes wave 2. I think it's probably going to come out very soon. I'm not sure.
Oh, it can't come fast enough at this point. That's it. It's too late. GG.
What a heartbreaking way to lose that game.
You got to tell Solar to forget about those Swarm hosts, man.
Yeah, I mean...
If they'd been like 10 seconds earlier.
They would have been 10 seconds earlier if herO was 10 seconds later. That window was so small for herO, and he hit it immediately on time.
It's absolutely why he is one of the best Protoss players in the world. It was sad not to see him last season, but he's back. He's 1 game away from advancing on to the Season 3 GSL Code S round of 16.
This is where we go for the proxy game. Let's go.
I love it. That would be so herO, you know? That's so herO. It's the name of his Disney
Especially
Channel
being up
show.
1-0. Like I talked about the mind game behind being up 1-0 and doing proxies with MMA, so it'd be interesting to see herO do it. It's very viable right now in the meta.
From herO to 1-0. Let's see if he can bring it home or if Solar can fight back. It's going to be on Lost and Found, so I'm going to spare everybody the analogies to that map name and just say that seeing Solar go out in the round of 32 in any tournament against any opponent is always surprising. But if anyone can do it, it's herO.
Yeah, I mean, this group was stacked, so we're bound to have at least one person that isn't supposed to leave in the round of 32, that is. Whether it not be herO or Solar, or be GuMiho.
Lost and Found will be potentially our final map. Can herO close it out, or will Solar stay alive?
Root Gaming, herO.
Trying to help the fans out there a little bit. But herO, of course, he's been around for a long time. This is the ex-CJ herO. We actually saw a return of the Liquid herO earlier.
Splice, Solar.
And Solar, he's been around for ever since the good old Pro League days. But not forgotten.
Yeah, he's been around for a long time. I remember he won a DreamHack too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I was thinking of MMA and his DreamHack wins. But either way, yeah, Solar has been
dominant player for a really long
international in Korea, and it might be sad to see him go here. But herO is a player that you really can't count out. So thanks for coming down. Big fans in the audience. As always, we actually got our own fans up here today.
Yeah, little fans.
But they're very little fans.
I asked for a fan and they took the Korean fan. I'm like, no, don't do that. Like, the Korean casters are not going to like me. And then they brought these 2 little fans.
Speaking of 2 little fans, how's it going, guys? But also, when it comes to the players here, you were talking about how important it is to get information as a Zerg player.
Yes. Scouting in general, like knowing what's coming, is really important as a Zerg player.
And with that Phoenix first in game number 1, that denied the information immediately. Now, that ultimately wasn't quite what killed Solar, it was that crisp timing, but it really did help keep Solar in the dark.
I mean, replace those swarm hosts with like 15 Hydras, and that's
any other unit?
Yeah. 15 Hydras or 15 Ravagers with another 20 Roaches. Like, it could have been any unit and you would have been fine. That's why I was saying that timing is so crisp, really. I don't even know if herO even knew it was swarm hosts, but he could have just been one of those pushes to kind of force you to produce units, and then it happened to kill him. So.
Right. It could always have been Solar unintentionally playing into herO's plan. So, not to.
You know what was really interesting? He delayed Warp Gate, but he didn't need to because he didn't build a Stargate. So what's going on right now? This is clearly a fake for Solar.
Robo.
Okay, so yeah.
All right,
I want to digest this. So basically, guys, when you send your first Overlord and you see the Cybernetic core is not producing Warp Gate, that is almost 100% of the time a Stargate because they're delaying the Warp Gate for the Stargate in gas count. So he faked that, delayed the Warp Gate, got a Stalker, and built a Robo. So right now, Solar should think this is a Stargate 100%.
It's all about that denial of information, exactly like you said, no regret. And with a Robo coming out here, I mean, this is going to be completely unexpected. And, even I...
Okay,
this is so crucial.
The Robo? Okay, they're going straight in the main. That's so nice.
Needs to body block it, gets one probe shot off there, but they are going to scout absolutely everything.
No, this thing is not going to scout the rep or the... One thing it does scout is the lack of a Stargate right now.
Okay, so that...
Maybe it can be in the spot. This is a completely normal spot to build a Stargate, though.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
Not a huge tell. He might think it's proxy Stargate, actually.
There is that Pythagorean theorem of StarCraft, where if you know 2 pieces of information, you can infer the third.
Yeah, I don't think any real Zerg player could infer. I mean, you're building a Spore Crawler right now, so clearly it's not inferring that it's an Immortal.
So he did not. He needs to go back to math class or remember to square the sides or something like that.
Yeah, what he inferred from that is it's probably proxy Stargate. Which is what he's looking for.
So yeah, now he's looking for that. He's preparing back at home. Solar has completely misread this situation.
Yeah, and this all comes back down to that Cybernetics Core game that herO played.
This is so cool. herO really... today his mind games have just been so on point. That Secret Gold Base versus GuMiho won him that game.
The timing with the Swarm Host, there was the Twilight Council game that he played against Solar earlier. Like, all of his builds have been really crisp.
I mean, they called GuMiho the build master. I think we got to hand that title over, man. herO just playing this so well. He's going to fill up this Warp Prism with as many juicy Immortals as he can.
Yeah.
Head right out across the map.
Does he add up more than 2 gateways and go for Immortal Sentry all in, or is this just going to be Warp Prismed? Okay, there's another gateway.
It's like how much do you want to charge this up?
Right.
This is, you know, when do you let go of the Kamehameha?
Okay, 4 gateways. This is pretty much all. Like if he adds on maybe even 1 more gateway, I'll say this is an all in for sure. But right now he's on the borderline of being completely all in. Like he could take a 3rd right now. Behind this.
Waiting for the extra gateways.
This isn't immediately immortal, by the way, guys. This could still be Archon drop in Solar's mind.
But how will he prepare for that? 10 drones? I don't know if that's what you want to have when 2 Immortals come knocking.
Yeah, it's okay against the first Immortal push, but the question is he going to be able to hold the Immortal Sentry all in, if that's what it happens to be?
I mean, there's more gateways on the way, which is exactly what you were watching for. So this means that it absolutely could be that.
It should be an Immortal Sentry all in.
Super focused attack here. Immortals versus Queens.
See, now he knows, but he did not know. Like the Queen response is for Archon drop.
And in response, he built more drones. I don't know about that.
He's going to cut after these 6, I think.
Yeah, so he's going to go for this many drones. That'll put him right up to about 60, and then there should be just all manner of anything to defend.
He needs to wall off, I think, hard wall. He's actually wide open right now.
So yeah, he is building a spine, is trying to wall off.
Losing 3 sentries would be huge, by the way.
That would be absolutely
oh my
terrible.
God, save all of them?
He doesn't.
He loses 1.
Okay, so he's going to lose 1, which is not ideal, but
he also
still
lost the energy, too.
Yeah, not game over by any means.
Yeah, this push is going to be quite scary. He's got a Rush Horn now. It's kind of a little late here. I don't know how he's going to possibly hold it. He's got Banes on the way, but Sentries have more than enough to deal with that.
Yeah, Willie Sentry, there's the force
Nice
field.
force
One does connect, but yeah, you're right. Oh, there's the Bane connects
That's
on
okay,
the Zealots.
though.
But
Okay.
no, he loses 2 sentries out in the middle of the map for no reason. But this is still a very potent timing. They've been crisp all day
still
from
really hard. He
herO.
still has more force fields, too. He's going to keep these Banelings away from the
Oh,
sentries.
look at that.
More Warpins on the way. Losing drones here, too. This is really important not to lose too many drones. Look at how finicky this is. 44 drones to 41. Or 41 to 44 now.
Yeah, the spines are all gone. The force fields are gone. The Baneling connects with the sentries in the back. And so that's going to take out many of them.
And the Warp Prism goes down, too.
This is starting to look a little bit better
if he
for
can
Solar
defend this,
here.
though, he's still in a bad spot, in my opinion, unless he smashes this army. Like, realistically, economically, he's behind right now, and he might lose his 3rd base.
Very behind, especially if he loses this base. The Queens are trying to
herO
poke
just going
in.
to focus it down? If he focuses down, maybe backs up, and then recalls?
There's
or
the
just
recall coming through. He does lose that Immortal right before he gets out,
That's
but
fine,
still
though.
a big economic hit to Solar.
Economically speaking, hero's in a sound position. He can still build more Immortals, and he has the defender's advantage now to take a normal 3rd base, which is what he should be doing, and I think he is. Yeah, look at the probe going towards the 3rd. He's going to clean up this Overlord, but he's in a really, really good spot.
And should feel, like you said, more than comfortable enough to take this 3rd base. Behind this, Solar has to be reeling. He did build up a lot of workers right before that push hit, so it's not like he's down to maybe 20 workers or something, but he does still have some coming back to do.
The biggest problem was the lack of a Roche Horn because he misread the situation. Kind of unfortunate. I mean, that comes back down to herO's insane mind games that I just explained earlier.
The ability to pretend like you are doing something so well that even a pro gamer of the highest level is misled. That just is almost more impressive than being able to play just standardly at the high level. So if there's anybody that can do that consistently, it's herO. And he's going to keep the pressure on where the Warp Prism headed across the map.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you can use the Warp Prism for scouting, too. Like, it's not... nothing bad's going to happen to it, and you get full awareness of what the army composition is from Solar, what his lair timing is. Looks like that's where it's going into the main right now. As long as he does not lose it, by the way. He has to not lose it.
Yeah, otherwise that pressure is just completely disappears. So
yeah, and that scouting too. Everything just goes really downhill if you lose that Immortal. Nice scouting here with the double Phoenix. He's going to ski the lair that's really late. That should be really nice for him. Like you feel like a load is off your shoulders. You don't have to worry about that Swarm Host tech or anything like that.
What is happening here?
Really wanted that creep tumor.
Okay, I guess that's one way to commit for it. Limiting creep, just trying to make it more difficult.
It's a quick 3rd macro hatchery here. I wonder if this would be really heavy Ling. I mean, we see 10 Lings on the way now.
I mean, that is a great way to deal with high Immortal
Ravager
counts,
Ling, maybe?
but...
There's a Colossus, or Roboden.
A Roboden.
Roboden. I think that...
It's where you evolve the Colossus aspect.
It could be... Okay, he's getting a Temple Archives. I'm just wondering if this Disruptor or Colossi. He sees a lot of Lings here. I think either one is okay. Disruptor being less okay than Colossi.
I mean, if you go for Colossi, it's going to take a while for Extended Thermal Lance to research. And I think he is only on one Robo, right?
Double Robo Disruptor.
Oh, no, he is on two. Okay.
It's interesting. I like it. It's a very unique style. But against Ling Ravager specifically, like Lings are really good against Disruptors if you use them well.
Yeah, you just pull one out, block the shot, and then go in with the rest.
Yeah, we do see Templar Archives in response too, though. That could be for Templar. Storm's really good against Zerglings, obviously. Oh my god.
Oh man, picking up 3 free Ravagers, I mean, that feels great for herO.
Yeah, that does feel great for herO. You might be able to clean up this army, but that's still only a couple Zealots you're getting. You're not going to get the Immortals.
Yeah, nice control here, but like you said, the Immortals will survive to rejoin the rest of herO's army.
Is he going for a push here?
I mean, he does have a lot of sentries, so I don't think he'll be too scared of the Link Flood or maybe even Banelings that are being morphed in.
Yeah, he's just waiting for his Archons. This is a really solid push again. Another really crisp timing. Two Circly boys could die here.
Okay, that's one way to kill a Zergling. That was the least alive Zergling of them all. And then keeping those back at home to defend in case there's any crazy counterattack coming out.
Yeah, I think that's just too risky to transfer those. They can be intercepted by some sort of counter squad here. Okay, is this, hello?
Whoa, okay, gets one hit off, but those transfusions will kind of nullify
He takes so many Banelings with that. That was 100% worth it. And he saved it. Oh my god.
No block at the front. You can't disrupt to kill those.
Open like that?
Yeah, I mean, that's just the puzzle piece he was missing. Still, I mean, killing the hatchery is good, but taking all this damage back at home. No, he actually recalls everything.
Okay. I don't see how many Banelings... Like, I didn't see if Banelings ran into all the sentries or something like that, but I feel like he could have just killed Solar there.
Wow, the run-by-lings actually killed that Immortal. So
yeah, getting the 4th base is not a huge deal. Like, you don't have your own 4th base here.
Yeah. Right. Okay, I mean, in the end, I guess there's damage dealt on both sides, right? But does Solar come out ahead just because he gets to buy more time?
No, I don't think Solar's ahead, but he's not dead, which is what he should have been. He should have been dead for that push.
The little things. Like
yeah, when you look at the army supply, I mean, he's still behind. Economically, he's not an edge large enough to, you know, come back from this disadvantage. But the biggest thing is Solar should have just died there. Another biggest thing, there's a lot of biggest things. Hive on the way, Storm on the way, plus, is that 2 or 3? I'm bad at seeing the upgrades. I think that's +3. No, +2.
It is +2 on the way for herO. Solar
my game ends way too early to actually get +3, so I don't know what that is.
I was just say, we are at least 2 minutes past the end of your game timing.
Okay. That queen is not supposed to be there.
No, why is that there?
Oh, wait.
Exactly for
this
that.
is going to be so cute. He's going to build creep tumors there, I think.
I mean, I think the queen's moving
It's
back,
either that or it's a mistake. I would just build creep there, though, at this point. Make it look cool.
I mean, that's what it's for, right? You bury it around.
I mean, I think it was just a mistake, but it looked like that was going to be it for a second.
This is where you fall off your skateboard, but you land on your feet and pick up your skateboard and act like it was all planned.
Yeah, that would have been cool. I mean, we don't see that, like, that kind of creep spread, unless you're TLO.
He's been out here for GSL before.
A long time ago.
It's been a while. I mean, hey, if MMA can come back to GSL after a long time, anything's possible.
I'd love to see TLO or someone
Except
else.
that invariably another member... Wait.
You forget about it? Okay. That could have done a lot more. I mean, I think he got 1 probe for that. That one flew right over. He didn't see... Like, he didn't pull away immediately, so it could have done more damage than it did.
Ultra Cavern on the way, as well as 5 more creep tumors.
That's probably in response to the disruptors, but I think herO is done with his disruptor phase.
He does still have a few left over, so those will be nice holdovers for the next era. Although I gotta say, I'm a little bit worried here. Solar just now taking a 5th base. Oh my, okay, well that's
I mean, a disruptor would have killed those Banes as they move forward, so.
Yep. So at this point, Solar still has a little bit of work to do.
He almost killed his own Zealots there. Looks like we're going to transition into Sky Toss. I think if he gets this transition out quick enough that the Ultras don't become a part of this game, he's in a really good spot. If he doesn't, which he should though, he should be able to transfer.
Yeah, nothing is sadder than one carrier trying to kill Ultras on the ground.
Yeah, he needs to get a proper transition though. 1 Ultra on the way. He's gonna get this base. Oh, he gets it. Picks up 4 Zealots too. Nice.
Yeah, but also a Spire on the way as well, so we could just be seeing every arsenal of late game tech coming out here for herO.
Yeah, it looks like both players are getting ready for their late game, and in general that should favor a Protoss, especially if you're on 4 base to 4 base like he is, and he killed the 5th.
And I love this. Artosis would call this a handsome play. The Dark Shrine coming down as well. Always so nice to mix that in later on. You can sign bases with it. They're just very, very valuable, especially if the game gets super crazy.
Yeah, picking up on the fact that there's no Spore Crawlers in some of these bases, even the one that he just flew in, sees there's no Spore Crawler. Is that the Spire? There's actually no Spore Crawlers in any of these bases. What?
I think he has spores at one of them, but I don't remember.
I mean, one base is certainly not enough to deal with DTs, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So even when it comes to this 12 o'clock base, that's going to be very, very
base
vulnerable.
has no spore. I mean, obviously you can build overseers, but chasing down DTs with overseers is really annoying. Trust me, I'm a Zerg player.
Trust me, I know. I'm a doctor.
Yeah.
Especially if they get blinked, there's just no way you're chasing those down.
To get DT blink, that would be amazing, but I don't think
I mean, if any player would do it, it's herO, right?
You know what's funny? He just dropped those zealots out and like made it look like he wanted to do something with it. He's just freeing up supply for, or his he's freeing up his War Prism so they can use it for DTs.
Oh, so handsome. All right, 4 DTs getting in right when the Solar is going for this attack, right? So this is going to be very difficult for Solar to handle on both sides. Nice storms.
Stalkers staying a little, yeah. Okay,
but here we go, he's just going to snipe to 12 o'clock.
Oh, there's actually zealots, not DTs. Oh, well, at least one base goes down. That's already enough to justify a Dark Templar, in my opinion.
And +3 weapons almost completed here for herO, so those DTs are just going to kill things so quickly.
There's actually, it was
3
open.
carriers are out, but look at those storms. The Ravagers just sitting in them, and even the Ultras aren't going to last
There's literally
forever.
no anti-air here besides Ravagers, by the way. All these Ultras are forfeited.
That is just about the... That's a huge throw, or a huge amount of units to throw away.
This is pretty much one of the most one-sided fights I've seen in a while.
Yeah, Ultra versus
there was
carrier.
literally no anti-air at all besides Ravagers, which is not what you want.
And now the counter push for herO. This is just so scary. Solar might be waving goodbye to GSL in the round of 32.
Yeah, and Mothership finished too, so this fight is going to be really scary with the Mothership. I don't see what units he can really build to counter the air units. Nice disruptors killing all the queens. Those are the only anti-air that Solar actually had.
There's nothing here to deal with these carriers, or much less the Mothership. GG! That's it, herO 2-0 Solar and advances on to the round of 16.
Clearly, insanely good game, sorry.
No, it was just
he's got a lot of
so
relief
well played by
on his
herO.
face here.
The crispness of his build, I mean, this is like, I don't know, Pringles crisp. Like, this is just...
Yeah, the mind game with the Cybernetics core was really sick, and it clearly led him to win the game, honestly.
Incredible timing. The timing against Swarm Hosts also just... I don't know, I want to use another word aside from incredible, but I could just say incredibliest to bring that word back for a second. herO completely deserves to be back in GSL, and especially into the round of 16 with some very incredibliest play.
Yeah. Feels bad for Solar, though.
It really does. I mean, Solar, you would say, always deserving of the round of 16, but it is herO that advances. So let's advance on to the interview with herO and see what he has to say.
네, 감사합니다.
So we have herO here. Congratulations on advancing.
저그전에서
Says
승리를
thank you.
거두고 2위로 진출했습니다. 먼저 진출 소감 어떠신가요?
일단 한 시즌.
So maybe you were worried, but now that you've made it to the round of 16, how do you feel?
네.
Well, you know, I had a long break during last season, but it was good to have a break
네.
because I was having a hard time.
다행히 이겨서 기쁜 것 같아요.
네.
So I was not losing against Terrans, but I was worried about, or so I lost against Terran, so I was a little bit nervous, but I'm relieved to make it to the round of 16.
복귀를 보여줬던 것 같아요.
아,
So are you
그래요?
satisfied with your performance?
그 복귀가 보였거든요. 몇 세트 다른 거 보여주셨기 때문에 저그가
He says, yeah, I think I showed some good games today.
특히 첫 경기에서는 요즘 투자전에서 거의
So it seems like you showed very strong matches in your games against Solar.
오늘만을 위한 비디오인지
Your build was really unusual there. Did you prepare specific ones for today's matches?
코스가 약간 때리는
He says,
맛이 나오는데.
you know, I think Zerg is a very defensive race.
그래서
So if I play the same builds, Zerg will defend them. So I've thought a lot about them and how to work well against defensive Zerg play. So we've witnessed a lot of Protosses being stopped by Zerg players in the past week.
일단 무난하게 하면은 못 이겨요.
You said you were struggling against Zerg. What is so difficult for you? He says if I play standard games, it's really hard for me to win against standard Zerg players.
만났을 때도 저는
But I think that today my mind games really worked well and helped me to win.
항상 나오질 않아.
I still have a hard time against Zerg players
지속적으로 플레이하면은 항상
because I don't always come up with good ideas about how to beat them.
빌드를 잘 짜야 될 것 같아요. 코스는.
But I always keep in mind if I play standard, it won't work.
그렇다면 오늘 말씀하셨던 테란전 이야기도 해볼게요. 지긴 했지만
So let's talk about PvT. You lost against GuMiho, but the first map was really impressive with your gold base on Dreamcatcher.
처음부터 약간
Tell us about what that game was like for you.
네.
맵을 좀 훑어보니까 그쪽으로
So actually the build I used on that map was very specifically prepared for that.
통한 것 같고
네.
너무 아쉬운 게 마지막 세트에서
I kind of knew that he was not going to scout there,
맞춤으로 하고 있었는데
네.
and I also
템플러를 잃는 바람에
knew exactly what build he was going to do. So my reaction. Oh, I didn't know what build he was going to do. So my reaction to his build was very slow.
김준호 선수 오랜만에 온 거였으니까.
So there was that moment when you lost your Warp Prism for free.
GSL 대 더월즈 어필을 하고 싶으세요?
Oh, I guess we're not going to hear about that. Do you want to say anything to your fans about GSL versus the world?
아 그래요?
아 농담이고
네.
So I think if people watched my matches today,
했기 때문에
they should definitely go vote for me. I
뽑아주시면 고마울 것 같고
think he was just kidding about that. But he says, if anyone votes for me,
자, 그
I
GSL
think it's
더월즈
I'm going to be very grateful to them for that. But if I don't get elected,
김준호 선수에게도
I want to give a chance to the other players, since I've already had my time in GSL versus the world.
네, 일단 이번
So since this is the last GSL of the year, what are you determined to do?
최선을 다할 테니까 많이 응원해 주세요. 감사합니다.
I think to become a champion is the only way for me to make it to BlizzCon, so I will do my best to make it there. So congratulations to herO once again for advancing on to the round of 16. It's a little sad to see Solar go.
Yeah, very sad to see him go, but herO, well deserving.
Here's a look at our results from today for Group D. GuMiho, pretty solid. Nice to see MMA take a game off of him, but in the end, GuMiho just a little bit too strong and does advance out in first place with herO advancing out in second with that final 2-0 over Solar.
Yep. I mean, well deserved. Obviously, I was a little bit worried for herO because of the rematch. In general, this is like the rematcher's curse. First off, and second off, it should be even more of a rematcher's curse because it's herO and he used a bunch of crazy strategies the first time.
I definitely thought he might run out of crazy builds, but he had so many of them. The timings were crisp. Everything looked amazing. Speaking of looking amazing, Parting, the big boy is back. And Zest joining him after a fantastic last season. He also, of course, has Impact, who has just been very, very solid, especially online, and Beyond, who apparently is just killing it. If he's got GuMiho's vote, then hey, he's got mine too, and it's exciting to see him and his new hair back again.
Yeah, hopefully Beyond can step up to the plate in this group. I mean, it should be a very Beyondable group, in my opinion. With Zest and Parting. Parting obviously really good, but not, you know, the same level as Zest and Beyond.
One thing that we do want to remind you all of is that our schedule is changing, both dates and times. Usually, we just have Wednesday and Saturday, and those groups will still be the same. But we are adding on a broadcast on Tuesday and Sunday. The Tuesday broadcast is at the same time as you would watch it on Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. KST. And then our Sunday broadcast is going to be at the same time you would watch it on Saturday, once again at 1 p.m. KST.
Yeah, and GSL vs. the World 2, 3, 4, and 5. That is a lot of GSL. 1 full week almost, then we got a week break, and then we got GSL vs. the World, so...
It should be noted that the finals will be in Itaewon, and we'll get the address and the venue information at iMarket Hall for you out there. The idea is that we'll have 3 days of GSL vs. the World here at the Freak Up Studio, and then an incredible finals in Itaewon. It's going to be great to go to, so come out if you can.
Yeah, that won't be something you want to miss. One
Just
of the first
like
finals.
Voting.
Oh.
Not something you want to miss. Had to segue you there for a second.
Sure.
So you can go and vote at the links on your screen for any of the players that you see there in the voting. Of course, we already have our GSL All-Stars, World All-Stars, and then Cyan representing China. So there's lots of opportunities for you to get out there and vote for your favorite players. Voting closes on Wednesday. So the next time we see you here at GSL, voting will be done. So get out there and vote for your favorite players for GSL versus the world.
Yeah, do your duty, guys. Come on. You want your player in, you got to vote.
This is your homework, guys. When Tasteless and Artosis come back on Wednesday, they're going to check your homework. You don't want to see a bunch of red marks on your paper. Actually, I guess we don't use red because it's too traumatizing for the kids these days.
Is it?
Back in my day, I'd read all over my paper. But anyway, you've got your homework to do. Go vote for your favorite players in GSL versus the World. And it was good to be a part of the last couple of days of GSL with you. It's good to cast with you, no regret.
You too. I'm happy to be here instead of Artosis and Tasteless.
Well, to mention about that, WCS Valencia starts in just about 2 hours, the final day.
Have to watch it.
So absolutely must watch. The round of 8 matchups are insanity. The round of 16, if you missed that, go back and watch it. There's more WCS action coming up in Valencia. Then we come back for more GSL on Wednesday, and then there's GSL versus the world after that.
Good time to be a StarCraft viewer, guys.
Absolutely.
Great time.
It's a good fan to be a StarCraft caster as well down here, so we hope you guys enjoyed the show. We will be, I guess, cheering on the players from the sidelines and definitely watching WCS. So we hope to see you there in chat. We'll see you back on Wednesday again for more GSL Codex.
Bye, guys.
Everything is fine and nothing matters. Life is always nice inside my head. I turn my music up so loud, tired of bullshit, drown it out. Everything is fine and nothing matters anyway, and it makes it. There's a place at the end of the
road. 2018 GSL Season 3 Rock Shield.